Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating history of coins. Lovers from around the world. In the world of coin collecting, every piece of currency carries with it a history. One coin that has captured the attention of collectors is the 5 pence coin from the United Kingdom, minted in the year 1990. Featuring Queen Elizabeth II with the inscription DG Reg. FD, this small silver-colored coin may appear ordinary in everyday circulation, but for numismatists and history lovers, it holds a unique place in British coinage history. To understand the importance of the 1995 pence coin, we need to step back and trace the journey of the denomination itself. The 5 pence coin was first introduced in 1968, 2 years before the United Kingdom officially switched from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the decimal system in 1971. At the time of its introduction, the coin was equal in size and value to the shilling, which made the transition into decimal currency smoother for the public. People could continue using the shilling and the new 5 pence coin side by side without confusion. For many years, the 5 pence coin retained the larger, heavier size, but by the late 1980s, the government and the Royal Mint began reconsidering its practicality. The larger coins were more expensive to produce, and many in circulation were bulky compared to their actual monetary value. This led to an important change in 1990. The 5 pence coin was officially reduced in size, making it lighter, smaller, and more convenient for everyday use. This reduction in size is what makes the 1990 issue historically significant. It marked the very first year of the smaller 5 pence coin that would remain in use in the United Kingdom for decades. Before 1990, the larger version measured 23.59 millimeters in diameter, but the new coin introduced in this year shrank to just 18 millimeters. Collectors often seek out this particular issue, not because it is rare, but because it symbolizes a key turning point in modern British coinage. On the obverse of the 1995 pence coin, we see the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This portrait was the third definitive effigy of the Queen, created by the artist Raphael Maklauf. It was introduced in 1985 and used until 1997. In this design, Queen Elizabeth is depicted wearing the George IV state diadem, the crown worn for the state opening of Parliament. Around her portrait is the Latin inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription is a traditional part of British coinage, linking the monarchy to both divine authority and the established church. Turning to the reverse side of the coin, we see the crown thistle, the national emblem of Scotland, encircled by the words 5 pence. This design was originally created by Christopher Ironside and had been in use since the introduction of the denomination in 1968. The crown thistle design remained on the coin until 2008, when the United Kingdom redesigned much of its circulating coinage with the Royal Shield series. The 1995 pence coin was struck in cupronickel, an alloy composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This alloy gave the coin its distinctive silver color and durability. The smaller size also meant less metal was used in its production, lowering costs for the Royal Mint. Over the years, millions of these coins were minted for circulation, which means that most 1990 examples are not considered rare. However, the significance lies not in rarity, but in the historical change it represents. Now, let's discuss the value of the 1995 pence coin in today's market. Because it was minted in very large numbers, a standard circulation coin in average condition is generally worth only its face value, 5 pence. For collectors in the United Kingdom and abroad, these coins are often easy to find in pocket change or coin shops. However, the value can increase under certain conditions. For example, coins that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they were never used in everyday transactions, can sell for around £1 to £2, sometimes more depending on demand. Proof versions of the 1995 pence coin, which were specially struck with extra care and a mirror-like finish for collectors, can be worth between £5 and £15 depending on their condition and whether they are still in their original presentation packaging from the Royal Mint. Another factor that can affect the value is errors. Like many coins, the 1995 pence may sometimes have minting errors such as misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or unusual metal flaws. These era coins are much rarer than standard issues and can fetch significantly higher prices among collectors, sometimes ranging from tens to even hundreds of pounds, depending on the type and severity of the error. For those who collect based on historical significance, the 1995 pence is often seen as a must-have piece because it represents the first of the smaller-sized coins. Many collectors like to build type sets, which include one example of each major design change or size change in a coin's history. The 1990 issue is essential for anyone collecting a complete set of British decimal coins. Beyond its monetary value, the coin serves as a reminder of the practical changes in currency that reflect the evolving needs of society. Coins are not just about design and metal, they are tools of commerce that must balance tradition, usability, and cost. The decision to shrink the 5-pence coin was a direct response to the realities of everyday transactions and the economics of minting. Queen Elizabeth II's long reign also adds another layer of meaning to this coin. By 1990, she had already been on the throne for nearly 4 decades, and her portrait had changed several times on British coinage. Each effigy captures her at a different stage of life, and the 1995 pence with the Raphael Maklauf portrait represents the Queen in her middle years, regal and dignified, yet accessible to the people she served. Today, collectors all over the world look back at coins like the 1995 pence not only for their numismatic interest but also for the stories they tell. It may not be a coin of great rarity or high monetary value, but it represents a moment of change in British history, a shift toward more practical and efficient coinage, and a continuation of the long tradition of featuring the monarch on the nation's money.